Ethan was 12 years old the evening he disappeared into Black Pine Forest. It had been a long day at school, filled with homework, cold rain, and the bullying he never talked about. By 5 p.m., the sky had already turned a deep blue, swallowing the last bit of daylight. He took the path through the woods, the shortcut he used every day, even though his mother had warned him not to. The forest felt different that night. Quieter, heavier, as if every tree was listening. Ethan pulled his backpack tighter and walked faster. The wind was whispering through the pines, but the whispers didn't sound like wind anymore. They sounded like voices, soft, distant, calling his name.
Ethan, Ethan.
He stopped. The air froze in his lungs. "Hello?" he called out. "Who's there?" No answer, just the creaking of branches shifting overhead. He tried to laugh it off, but the laugh caught in his throat. He walked a little faster. After 5 minutes, he realized something was wrong, terribly wrong. The path was gone. He should have reached the old wooden bridge by now, but instead he found himself surrounded by trees he didn't recognize. Tall, twisted pines, their trunks blackened like they'd been burned. The smell of wet earth turned sour, like rotting leaves, and something else. Something metallic. His phone had no signal. He kept moving, hoping he'd stumble back onto the trail. But the more he walked, the thicker the forest became. Shadows bled together, creating shapes that looked too tall, too thin, too human. Ethan. There it was again. Closer this time. He spun around. "Stop it! Who's doing that?" His voice cracked. Something moved behind him. Not footsteps. A dragging sound. Slow, heavy, deliberate. Ethan backed away until his foot hit a fallen log. He climbed over it and kept going. His breathing grew loud. Too loud. He tried to quiet it, but panic clawed at his chest. The forest was swallowing him whole. Then he saw it. A faint light between the trees. A cabin. It looked abandoned. Broken windows, a door hanging crooked. But it was the only sign of civilization. He ran to it, pushed the door open, and stepped inside. The air was colder in the cabin than outside. Much colder. Dust covered everything. The furniture was ripped, the wallpaper peeling, the ceiling sagging, but there was something else, deep scratches along the walls, carved by something with claws. He shut the door and crouched behind an old table, trying to catch his breath. For a moment, it was quiet. Then, thump. Something hit the outside wall. Ethan held his breath. Thump, thump. Each hit was slower, heavier, as if whatever was outside was dragging its body against the wood. The doorknob rattled. Ethan's eyes went wide as the metal handle twisted once, twice, slowly. Something was trying to come in. He crawled backward until his hand touched something soft. A blanket. No, hair. He turned around. A body lay curled in the corner. A boy, maybe 15, his skin pale, eyes sunken, shirt torn. Ethan screamed and scrambled away. The boy didn't move, but his mouth hung open as if frozen mid-scream. Scratched into the floor beside him were 3 words. "Don't let it in." The door slammed once more. Ethan pressed his back to the wall. "Please, go away," he whispered. The forest fell silent, completely silent. He waited. 5 seconds, 10, 20. Nothing. Slowly, he stood and approached the window. He peeked outside. No one. He exhaled shakily. Maybe it was gone. Maybe he... A face appeared in the glass. White, stretched, featureless except for 2 hollow black pits where eyes should be. Ethan screamed and stumbled back. The thing outside pressed its long, bony fingers against the window, dragging them down the glass with a screech.
Ethan.
This time, the voice wasn't distant. It was inside his head, crawling under his skin. He grabbed a broken chair leg as a weapon and ran through the cabin toward the back door. He burst outside into darkness. He didn't know where he was running. He just ran. Branches whipped his face, the ground tearing at his shoes. Behind him, the dragging sound returned, faster, louder. Shh, shh. He didn't dare look back. The forest twisted around him, paths appearing and vanishing as if the woods itself wanted him lost. The shadows grew thicker, moving unnaturally, like they were alive. After what felt like forever, he collapsed at the base of a giant pine tree, tears streaming down his face. "I want to go home, please," he sobbed. The forest answered with silence. Then a hand touched his shoulder. He froze. It was warm. "Ethan," a woman's voice whispered, his mother. He whipped around, and there she was, crouching down, her face soft and familiar. "It's okay, baby. I'm here. I found you." Ethan threw his arms around her, crying into her shirt. She stroked his hair gently. Then her hand tightened. Too tight. "Mom, you're hurting me." Her voice changed, deeper, layered, wrong. "You should have stayed on the path." Ethan looked up. It wasn't his mother. Its face melted and twisted into that same white, hollow mask. Its arms stretched, wrapping around him like vines. Ethan screamed, but the forest swallowed his voice. By morning, the search team found his backpack near the trail, but Ethan was never found. Some nights, hikers still hear a boy's voice echoing through black pine forest, soft, distant, calling for help. And sometimes, the forest whispers back,